Hi, how you doing? Good? Good, perfect. I'm extremely honored to be here today and take your time to talk about something that is very dear to me. My name is Giovanni Leoni. I spend most of my time with focusing upon change within the field of business analytics. I'm just one very small cogwheel in a very big machine that we call IKEA of more than 180,000 coworkers. But yes, before I start, I just want to kind of get a feeling of who we have here in the room. Who has been to an IKEA website or to an IKEA store for the past 6 months? Raise of hands. Anyone, keep the hands up, keep the hands up. Anyone that has ever used or ever bought an IKEA product, raise your hands. And the rest of you, I hope you become customers soon. It starts in the beginning, and the core is our vision, to create a better everyday life for the many people. By our founder, for over 70 years ago, Ingvar stated this, and that's a core part of whatever we do. And one part of that's going to be kind of a red thread throughout what I'm going to speak about today. It really encompasses in a story that happened a couple of years ago. I live neighbor to Ingvar, and he came over for coffee and tea. And my son, then 7, asked him, how has IKEA become so successful and big? And the answer to that, what he answered my son, I'll share in a while. So our business idea is to create a wide range of well-designing and functioning home furnishing products at prices so low so as many as possible can afford them. So it's for the people with the thin wallets, and we have many of those. So it's more about, we've reached a few so far, we want to reach more. A few numbers, and the only thing I want to leave you with when looking upon these numbers is that we have a complexity in that we are engaged all the way from the forest and the trees and our suppliers, all the way to our customers and how they are experiencing our products and services. It is vast and increasing in size. And whatever we do it out of 3 dimensions of material, as we purchase in different categories, everything from solid wood to ceramics. We do it in range, so everything from a bed to a side table to a dish, but also to markets throughout the globe, online and offline. So that's enough with the basics around IKEA. What I want to start off with is performance culture. And performance culture is something that is quite dear to us. It's ingrained in our cultures and values, and a natural part of it. It's expressed as something simple as being cost conscious, doing whatever it takes with as small means as possible to create the best things there is out there for as little resources as possible. To keep things simple for ourselves, but also for our customers. To really lead by example in what we do. And when things are complex as the area of business analytics, how can we simplify it to the point that anyone can grasp it? And something that is a natural part in whatever we do. To go a bit deeper is, according to us, performance culture is about understanding the past. So performance. What is good and what can we learn from? What are those mistakes that we can identify, deviations we can find to understand it better? Because by learning, we can do better. How can we identify what is relevant and find the successes and share those and raise those people and learn from them? It's being in the here and now. Seeing reality for what it is, as real time as possible. Being your own flight tower. having access to all the relevant data at a touch point and seeing this is relevant for me, this I can act upon, I can make better business today. And meeting that understanding the business reality those numbers are showing. Whether you're sitting in Sweden or and having a global responsibility, or if you're in a store anywhere around the world. And it's about moving into the future because, in essence, what have passed is past. And what we want to do and support our colleagues with is to take a good decision of a better tomorrow. And that is unknown. No one can really guess the future. But we need to kind of do whatever we can to support our colleagues to take those kind of decisions. So past, present, future. If anyone here kind of recognize this kind of image and what I've told, can I hear a yes? Yes? Thanks. So, do we have challenges? Of course. We have a large challenges, but the challenges are there to do better. We have a lot of things to do. Most things remain to be done. And what we see here is not about kind of putting our culture and experience in the drawer and then just put the numbers on the table, but it's more to see what can we do to take the wealth of experience one has with all these colleagues. How can we bring all the learnings we have, and when sitting by the table, how can one then bring forward the right numbers that are simple, understandable, and actionable? So, for every decision, it should be fact-based. Of course, we should cherish the culture and values, and that should be part of every single decision we take, but it should also have business analytics. It's about building on the great things one has and learning with the insight of a complex business reality. And it's also about, it's not about having a report that kind of takes weeks to drill forward. It's not about the selected few. It's about every decision, every day. It's critical to have access to it, to have the right competence and the capabilities, and then motivated to act. There's a couple of things here. The tools, of course, is a critical part. We have a lot of good vendors out here, and we've heard from them also. That's critical. Sure, we should have that. But it's also having people being competent to use it in a good way, to build that knowledge, not for a selected few, but for a broader mass. And to use that. And when you have all those capabilities in terms of competence and tools, to have a motivation to, I want to make a good decision. I want it to contribute to the wholeness. Because no machine, no tool will make the magic out of it. It's about seeing that completeness. And the important part is the people's part in it. Often one can think, yeah, sure, having the right tools and competence, what it takes is an engaged team. You kind of have a spearhead of development. You develop something great, and then everyone should see the value out of it. But it's not really that simple. What is important, and I think it becomes even more important the more complex reality or vaster company that you're working with, is the togetherness in development of tools and competence. How to connect with your fellow colleague across the functions, across different companies, and see what can we learn from each other? How can we interact? How can we do whatever we can to not sub-optimize? How can we create a greater value on the whole? And there, we have an high ambition, and we are. Of course, it's a challenging part, but it's to create things together. Whether you are engaged in the beginning of the value chain or in the end. No matter what company you belong to within IKEA, you kind of deliver to the same wholeness. And that's an approach that we want to emphasize on. And it goes back to our values of togetherness by creating greater value together. So it's the people that glue things together, not processes, working methods, or machines. What we see as the idea around a Business Analytics Competence Centre, it's about engagement, communication, coordination, and development. And of course, development should strive for getting as relevant and good tools as possible. That's just pure logic. If the technology is there, we should use it. But as you can see, the emphasis here is touching a lot of the people side of it. How to engage people to think that it is important with fact-based decision making, that it is important to know where to find the information and know where to kind of act upon it, to coordinate our efforts to make the best of it, and of course develop the right tools and the competence to use those tools, to understand what it is about. So the wish position is to really see that you go from having an organization wherever you are, having a need, I need to take a decision now. It doesn't matter if you're a part of a business analytics team, or you're part of the purchasing organization, or if you're part of the retail organization, it doesn't really matter. If I need to take a decision, I need to go from there to take it every day, wherever, and see one point of truth. And I need the capabilities to be able to do that, both from a tools and competence point of view. And not, I would say the important part here, this is not rocket science at all. It is not taking it for granted. But it's actually seeing that democratizing business analytics is a key part of the success, because you get everyone on board. So together is the key word here. It's about together creating the prerequisites for good performance. Together develop things that are relevant. Together finding good solutions. It's not about one tool, one training, one team, or one organization. It's not about one person having good thoughts, but it's about getting everyone on board. How did you make IKEA so big and successful? And the very simple answer was that I did not do anything. I just got smart people around me, and together we created something. It's about who you connect with and how you do that together. And with that, I would want to finish up saying that what is happening here today is the same thing. It's not about one tool, one vendor, one idea that's gonna make business analytics thrive for better business tomorrow. It is how we achieve it together. Thank you.